I've been divorced 12 years, and it's every first date I go on, before I even meet you or even on the first date, I say, I never want to get married again. And if that's what you're looking for, I'm not your girl. And I have been blessed during those 12 years to have had a couple of very wonderful men for long-term relationships with them. But the same thing has rung true. I just never feel like I'm enough. And I feel like my past holds me back, and I just have trouble letting them in. I basically have like unconsciously destroyed those two great relationships that I've had since I was divorced. And I'd really love to know what I could do differently so I can have a more successful relationship.
Okay. You know, when I reflect on my marriage that ended many years ago, and I had to reflect on it a lot, I realized there were a lot of things, even though I could blame him for a lot of things and actually be valid, there were things that I recognized that, wow, if I did it all over again, I would do so many things differently. And I can think back to other parts of my life where I've made really grave mistakes, where I perhaps acted out of character or did things that I didn't want to do. Someone once told me, and I wish I could remember, I wish I could say it was my mom, I don't think it was, but I was told many years ago that there's no such thing as failure. There's just lessons. And that
a lot of lessons.
And the thing is, the story that you keep replaying in your mind about your marriage and what the things that you wish you had done differently, or the mistakes that you made, or the mistakes that he made, at this point, it's really a story, because we can't remember everything that happened back then. We're just giving it a meaning. So it's not that the story isn't true, but you're giving it a meaning, which is I failed it. I don't know. I'm a failure. I can't be trusted. If I get married again, I'm going to have pain again. Do these all ring true to you?
The pain. I am terrified of being... I didn't think I could hurt that badly. And my last long-term relationship felt like another divorce. And I'm going to tell you, it took me over 2 years to get over that relationship. And I just never want to feel pain like that. I just,
right. And I understand that.
It's painful.
I understand that. But the fear of pain is making you push away good men.
Yes.
Right.
I have learned that the very hard way the last 2 years.
Yes. So can you forgive yourself?
I'm trying to do different this year to have I'm trying to be different this year to have a different outcome. And I'm trying very hard to let the walls down. I'm just terrified of not being enough. And I don't know how to get over that. I'm just so terrified of feeling crushed again and let down.
Mm-hmm. Well, but you both let each other down in many ways, right? In your marriage? I mean, that's typically what happens in a marriage, is that we all make mistakes. I mean, it's not that it's a 50-50 split, but it was a marriage. It didn't work out. And now you have an opportunity to love again. The greatest gift you can give your children is to live your life and to be happy. Now, of course, you can't be happy all the time, but the greatest gift you can give them is to just live your life. There is no version of love that does not come with it the risk of a broken heart. But we decide to take that risk because nothing meaningful in life comes without risk. And you have to now start to trust yourself that whatever doesn't work out, you can handle. And that when you are in a relationship and you're starting to notice, oh, I'm doing that thing again where I'm pushing them away, I'm sabotaging, you have now an opportunity to say to yourself, oh, I'm doing that thing again. I'm not going to do that. And you can even talk about it with your partner. Like, I have this pattern that I do, and I don't want to do that. Can we talk about it? I bet that you know exactly what it is that you do when you are about to sabotage a relationship. You have a habit.
That's true.
Yeah, we all do. I don't know what your method is. Maybe you start fights. I don't know what it is. But you have this thing.
I just pull back.
You just pull back. Yeah.
You pull back, you shut down. And you pull back and you shut down. Yeah.
And then your partner is in, what's wrong? What's wrong?
What's wrong? What's
Yeah.
wrong? And you're saying nothing. And
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
well, you know what? I would say, ask and it shall be given, the Bible says. And I would say that the fact that you're at the realization now, where you have actually said out loud to us and all the people who are listening and watching that you don't want this anymore. You see this about yourself. You have chosen this path all these years. And now you are saying, I want to choose differently. And just the desire to do that and the openness and awareness of, again, how Jillian says, recognizing how you begin to sabotage yourself and being vulnerable enough, open enough with somebody to say, look, in the past, I've had this problem and this has been an issue for me and I'm trying to relearn in this new phase of my life. And you don't start the relationship with, oh, I'm not going to get married, if that's what you think. You know, you just allow yourself at 46, soon to be 47, to open up to the rising of your life. This is an opportunity to begin anew. So all the old ways of being and all the stuff that you now have learned about yourself, the rising is waiting for you to meet the rising. Come on up to the rising. Come on up to the rising.
I feel this is the year. I feel like I'm growing and I'm more aware and I just feel like it's my time. I'm having trouble describing it, but I just feel like this is my
you're describing
year,
it very well. And you have to know that in the process of being human and meeting the rising of your life, we all make mistakes. It's not about perfection. It's not about some idea or story you told yourself in your head of what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like exactly what it looks like. And you meet it where it is. And you are woman enough to do that. You have learned enough.
I am. I'm ready.
You are woman enough to do that. You have learned enough and you've grown enough and you are aware enough of yourself in this moment, whether you feel enough or not. You are enough to meet this moment and then enough to meet the next moment and then to meet the next moment. It is not about some big grand scheme. It's about being present in every moment, experience, and decision. And you have already done that. You've proven that with raising 3 great boys. And as you continue to do that, so now you're ready to create this time for yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I hear Jillian saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go for it.
I really do.
Go for it.
Marianne.
Go for it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you. It begins with you.